camera. All right, Ryan, thank you, Dan. Shulman DeClattel, Doris Burke, the championship game of the 2K Sports Classic benefiting coaches versus cancer from Madison Square Garden. Number 5 Duke, which defeated Southern Illinois last night, and unranked Michigan, which upset UCLA last night to get here. And Duke was leading by 8 at the half. It's now up to 14. What has impressed you about the Blue Devils' performance tonight?
Moving the basketball, the way they share the ball, the way they defend. They really defend as a unit. I mean, they're a little bored right now. Look, they said we want some competition. Look at them right there. Come on, smile. Smile. This guy's playing with his lips.
The next kid.
Oh, look at this guy. Reminds me of my grandson. Oh, wow. Hey, Duke's had 14 NBA players on opening night rosters. That's the high in the NBA. Battier, Boozer, Brand, Deng, Duhon, Dunleavy, Hill, Dante Jones, McGetty, Roberts, Nelson, Randolph, Reddick, and Sheldon Williams. And if you thought I memorized all 14, I want to sell you some real estate.
Michigan having trouble getting good looks. Duke has stepped up the defensive intensity, it would appear, here in the second half. Sims and Singler, this is a good matchup.
They don't give you a lot of good looks. They really close out our shooters. They give a lot of help to one another.
And it winds up for Michigan often Manny Harris having to create something with the shot clock running down.
To put it very bluntly and very simple in terms of this game, Michigan's just too talented for them.
Duke is.
Yeah, I mean, Duke is too talented for Michigan.
Michigan just 2 out of 10 here in the second half.
So when I make a turnover, I expect you to correct me. You did a great job.
Shire tried to wrap the pass around and turned it over.
Trying to get a little wraparound.
Douglas, but he had to get that one up quickly. The defensive recovery by Henderson.
Exactly. Notice again how they closed out. That's what I talked about a little bit earlier. They're doing a great job of closing out on shooters.
Well, they do appear to be deeper than last year, maybe healthier than last year, more athletic. So Mike Krzyzewski has some more options at his disposal.
You know, 8 different players have scored in this game already. Plus, they get a little bit more post play because Zubik's gotten a little better.
Singler fouled by Shepard. Andy Katz, ESPN.com senior writer, is here with an update on Tyler Hansbrough. Andy?
Well, thank you, Dan. I just spoke with North Carolina spokesperson Steve Kirshner, who said that Tyler Hansbrough is going through warm-ups right now, and Carolina head coach Roy Williams is watching him, and he expects Hansbrough to play tonight against the Gauchos. Tip-off at 10 o'clock Eastern, unless something happens to Hansbrough during warm-ups. He was good to go at shoot-around earlier today.
All right, Andy, thank you. 10 o'clock Eastern, an hour from now on ESPNU. North Carolina and UC Santa Barbara on the Tar Heels' way out to Maui, where not only do they play 3 games in 3 days, Dick, but the competition gets tougher. They'll play Chaminade in the first round, then Oregon or Alabama in the second round, and then potentially Notre Dame or Texas should they get to the championship game. Notre Dame, they're highly ranked, but nobody's really talking about them. They've got a terrific team.
Yeah, they really do. Herring-Doty should have a great year. They got Zeller, got a lot of experience. Hillsland, they turned McElharney in the backcourt. They're going to have a terrific year. No doubt they were committed this summer. But, you know, I remember one year they went out on the way to Maui. They got beat by Santa Clara, North Carolina.
That was the game Raymond Felton was out, I think, early in the season. Here's the brackets out in Maui, and what a great tournament this is looking like. Indiana, Tom Crean trying to put that program back together. They'll take on Notre Dame. And, again, you look at Texas and North Carolina, Notre Dame. Those are all top 10 teams.
You know, all top 10 clubs, all clubs, really, when you take a look at St. Joe's, very dangerous basketball team because Phil Martelli knows how to win. Texas, I love Damian James. I think he's one of the most underrated guys in a nation like Brockman. Doesn't get a lot of publicity or notoriety.
Henderson again getting his hand in the passing lane.
And, you know, a lot of those games are going to get lost in the shuffle because of all the football. And that's my point.
I see your point.
My point is very simple. It's all the talk. People want to know about who's going to win the Heisman, who's going to win the national title, who's going to play in the national championship game. I got to give them their due. It really belongs to football. And we're coming in, and all we are right now, instead of the surf and turf, the main meal, we're that little appetizer.
And I don't think if you started the season December the 1st, there's no way you'd be able to recreate all of these games. You just couldn't jam that many games into a condensed schedule. Well, I think you'd lose some of these matchups.
You might be right. So what's wrong with that? Shorten the season a little bit, kids go to class academically, everything's a lot better.
Well, since you're talking about college football, let's remind folks that tomorrow afternoon on ABC, number 8, Penn State will take on Michigan State. A win for Penn State, and they will win the Big Ten championship. Joe Paterno trying to get back to the Rose Bowl. 3:30 Eastern tomorrow. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
I talk about the next game. That's the game, Texas Tech. And you talk about that matchup with Oklahoma, because that also has Heisman Trophy right there. And, I mean, if he wins that game, Texas Tech, and Harold, the quarterback, has a decent game, Heisman's going his way, baby.
8 o'clock
Heisman's
tomorrow
going his
night
way.
on